Welcome back to Meaty Mayhem on the Roundtable. I'm your host, AwestruckVox.
And my name is Tom.
And we're here today to talk about the episode Club Snubbed with Star vs. Forces of Evil. So, this episode, Star goes to the Silver Bell Ball, and I guess it's a yearly annual thing where princesses and princes alike from all these different kingdoms that are allied with Muni come to meet. They all dance, they have a good time, and Star thinks that Tom is trying to club snub her, that he's giving her the cold shoulder, that he's like avoiding dancing with her to get back at her or trying to get her to want him. And there was I really liked this episode.
So Tom's being petty.
But it turns out he actually wanted to give Star space, that he didn't want to give Star the idea that he was trying to get with her. And
but Star thought he was being petty.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed Tom's character in this episode. I feel like he's really grown, and this is like the first step in him like truly going in the right direction towards Star, like specifically. Like before he was improving, but it was really more of just like how he treats people, but now it seems like he's actually trying to handle his feelings for Star in an appropriate way.
Like this has been coming for a while, I would say.
And something that this episode confirmed is that I guess Tom and his species aren't considered monsters. I guess demons and monsters are two different things, because I was wondering, we talked about this a few days earlier, that if Moon would condone Tom and Star dating because he's a demon and we don't know if demons are monsters. But they actually mentioned this episode that Tom and Star were like public knowledge that their parents were aware that they dated, and Moon seemed to be okay with it. So that's really interesting. So I do wonder what constitutes as a monster. Is it Septarian? Clearly demons don't count. Who did Eclipse run off with? Because Eclipse's husband looks like
Tom's mom.
Yeah, so I thought he was a demon. I thought he was like the same species as Tom, but I guess not.
Yeah, and also is this the first time we see, I mean, I guess we did have that promo of this episode before, but it's like this is the first confirmation we have that Tom is only half demon.
Yeah, I did not see his father before. I thought it was both funny and like really interesting that his, I don't know if he's a human, but he has a humanoid father.
Yeah.
So, like, were those all the kingdoms that are allied with Muni, and are we going to see more of them? Because this felt more like an introduction, kind of like how Page Turner introduced Magic Eye Commission. Are these characters going to come back into play? Are these kingdoms going to come back into play this season? Because it seems like now that we're on Muni, we're going to explore what surrounds Muni. And I know in the opening, we see Star go to like these different dimensions, and one of them is Ponyhead's dimension. So I feel like we're actually going to explore these other kingdoms that are allies with Muni.
I feel like we're probably going to get more into the politics of Muni over this next season, or at least in the future.
Yeah,
especially with how like Tom's dad was like, why are we even allies with you? Like I feel like something like that is going to come into play at some point.
Yeah, and they actually brought up an interesting line when he said like all the damage that Toffee's done. So it really makes you wonder, what was Toffee doing beyond Muni? Because as far as we're concerned, Toffee was only, controlling Ludo and overthrew River and Moon for a few days or weeks or however long Battle for Muni was. But it sounds like Toffee was doing damage even before then, or there were things.
Were they talking about a battle for Muni, or were they talking about like before when Moon defeated Toffee?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because that was just a really odd line to throw out.
Yeah.
So
like it's like implying something we don't know.
Yeah. Ponyhead was like, I know I said this yesterday in yesterday's review, but Ponyhead has been a lot less annoying and a lot more like genuinely funny these like last few episodes.
It seems like they toned her down a bit.
Like she's obnoxious, but it's not like, oh my god, I hate her obnoxious. It's
like just get her out of this fucking show.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's something that the writers heard, like looking at people's conversations online, and they were like, oh, what can we do to make her a little more palatable?
Yeah, like before she seems kind of like it's like the typical stereotypical teenage girl, party girl, and there wasn't that much more to her character. Now she seems more like a satire on that stereotype as opposed to actually just being the stereotype.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciate. I think that fits into the show pretty well. Do you think Tom and Star may get back together?
Oh, no.
Because
I don't think so.
Yeah, it seems like, because Star even said, what I really needed was a friend, and Tom's like, oh, I was there on a song day, and I thought you and Marco were a thing, and Star didn't mention that Jackie and Marco were a thing, which I found pretty surprising.
But she was like, me and Marco are not a thing, and then he was like, oh, and then she's like, don't even.
Yeah, but it's like how the episode ended, he's like asked her to hang out, and like just like the look she gives him, it
I don't
seemed
know,
to be...
it might be a platonic thing.
Yeah, I would have it be a platonic thing, but I also think it'd be interesting if they, explore the possibility of Tom and Star getting back together.
I think would be interesting is if they explored that, and then they're just like, oh, no, this isn't gonna work. And then like they come to that conclusion on their own.
Yeah, something that I've said before, I forgot which video, but I really want them to have a storyline of, to show that exes can be friends, and I really hope they go through with that this season. I feel like that'd be really important, and I know tomorrow's episode is about Tom dealing with his demons. So whether that means figurative or literally, we'll see. But
yeah, that might be that seems like something they might explore.
Yeah. And in this episode, he's like, I'm not good at being nice, and he gets angry. And I feel like him actually admitting that is also a step in the right direction. Like, yeah, he did blow up. Yeah, he got angry. Yeah, it's not good. But I think, you know, they always say the first step is acknowledging the problem. Mm-hmm. And I'm really happy that he, you know, he's done that.
Yeah, he has shown over the course of the series that, like, he's not, like, he's aware of his issues. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to work to fix himself.
Yeah. As we sort of touched on earlier, I'm really glad they did introduce that, you know, Muni and humans aren't, their reputation's kind of suffering with other kingdoms right now.
Yeah.
And I wonder if we're actually going to see not like a war, but kind of like a code war between other kingdoms, or like tensions rising. Mm-hmm. Because Star saying on Muni, I want that to be for a reason. I don't want her to just, you know, be on Muni for the sake of there being like a change in scenery for the show. I want, you know, actual consequences. And I feel like the season may not have an actual overarching big bad, at least not right away, and that the antagonist is going to really be like the opposing themes and the conflicts, but not like a single unified threat. Mm-hmm. Do you have any other thoughts on this?
Not really.
The art and animation was pretty well done. I really enjoyed the dancing sequences between Tom and Star.
Mm-hmm. That looks good.
I feel like the dances in general were just really like fluid and animated.
I thought it was kind of weird. Like, something I noticed was when Star asked the announcer guy to dance. Like,
oh yeah,
the way she was dancing with him was like she just like had her hands on his chest while they like swayed around. And I'm like, I don't think people actually dance like that.
Yeah. I liked when she danced with the bird with the giant legs. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I feel like I'm gonna go like through this episode, scrub it, and like, you know, write down the names of all the kingdoms and stuff, just see like, how this is gonna come back to play in the future. Because I definitely feel like this is a setup episode, not just for like Star and Tom, but like the kingdoms and the lore of the world. And I feel like, you know, this is the opportune time to explore that.
Right. It also established that like Muni's reputation isn't all that great.
Yeah.
At least not at the moment.
So these are our thoughts, and we want to hear yours. So please leave them in the comments below, or you can tweet them directly to us at AwestruckVox and TommyPQM. We also have a Discord, Amino app, and Patreon. Links to everything in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. Hit that bell for notifications so you can stay in the loop for all things Star. And coming up next is our review of Stranger Danger. I hope you have a beautiful day, and AwestruckVox signing out.